Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Got a really easy one for you today. We're just going to do a simple oil and filter change on our 2015 Polaris RZR 900S. Starts by just cranking it up, let it idle for a few minutes, then I'm going to get it lifted up where it's easier to access, grab a couple of tools, and then I'll show you how to get it done. Alright guys, this is going to be a skill level 1, so it's really going to be simple. Let's go over some of the tools that we're going to need to pull this off. Just a regular 3/8 ratchet, an oil filter wrench, an extension, and a 6mm Allen. And as always, a decent torque wrench. Now if you would, reference our exploded parts diagrams if you're unclear of where I'm heading, to find the oil filter and the oil drain bolt. That'll show you exactly where it is. As far as the parts go, well, there's only one because Polaris is kind enough to put together a kit that has the correct amount of oil along with the correct oil filter. So once you have your oil kit and your tools together, we can go over there and I can show you how to do it. All right, let's start by getting these seats out of the way. Pretty easy to do here. Get these harnesses out of the way. Just that one lever in the middle releases the seat, pivot it back, and then lift it out. All right, let's go ahead and get the driver's seat out. The seats have to come out so we can get to this center little access panel. Just pull down on it a little bit and out. And that'll give us access to the oil filter and the dipstick right there. Pull the dipstick out just a little bit, that way the oil will drain out of it easier. So, with that done, let's crawl under there and drop the oil out of it. Want to make sure that you don't get burned by the oil that's coming out of here, so be a little mindful of that. And we're looking for a 6mm Allen, and it's toward the front of this kind of oblong cutout. So I can't see it, but I can feel it. All right, now I've got it locked in there. You also want to make sure that the Allen goes all the way in. So if there's any dirt or anything, it won't let it go all the way in. That could easily strip it out. All right, when you're doing this, hopefully your crush washer will stay on the actual bolt because we need to inspect it. All right, and there she goes. And no, it just dropped in the bottom of the oil pan. So once it finishes draining, we'll get in there and fish it out. All right, so we got our crush washer out of the drain pan. It looks good. I'm going to go ahead and reuse it. Looks like she's finished draining. Just a little bit of stream coming out. So let's go ahead and pop her back in. All right, now we're going to torque it to 12 foot-pounds. There she is. Now let's head up top, get that oil filter replaced, then we can refill it. All right, before you actually pull the oil filter off, I want you to get a couple of rags or paper towels and put them under the bottom edge because it's going to ooze out a little bit, probably a couple ounces, and we don't want that running all over the engine. Once you've got that done, then we can grab the oil filter wrench and go ahead and take it off. What I'm going to do here is just steal a little bit of this oil that's on the oil filter and just put it around this O-ring on the new filter. All right, and what you want to do here is just put it back on hand tight, and then we're going to use the wrench to go 3/4 of a turn more. So that's 180, and a little bit more will be 3/4. 180, and then a little bit more. And that'll do it. Now we just need to get it refilled. And with this kit, they send 2.5 quarts, and I can tell you from experience that puts it just dead on where it needs to be. Let's get this access plate out of the way. Let's go ahead and fill her up. How often should you be changing your oil? Well, if you haven't looked in your manual, I'll go ahead and tell you. It's every 50 hours or 1,000 miles. So that's a pretty aggressive schedule, because I believe the Ranger actually can go 100 hours, but still it's at 1,000 miles. So I guess they figure you're going to drive faster in a RZR instead compared to the Ranger. The kit I chose to go with is just the standard PS4 synthetic. And if you're in a real hot environment, like over 100 degrees ambient temperature, you probably need to go with the extreme version of this. This one's about to actually go into the fall season / winter for where we are. So this oil will do fine. Summer, I'll probably change it over to the extreme. All right, so all that's in. Go ahead and put our cap back on. Next, we're gonna go ahead and start it up for a few seconds. Check the level. I mean, it's gonna be dead on, but I still wanna verify it myself. So let's go ahead and put that cover back on, crank it up, and then we'll check the level. Now, this is actually what they call a wet sump system. Some of the older Polarises, especially the RZRs, they had what they call a dry sump. They also had a oil catch can. So this is a completely different design. So let's crank it up. Go ahead and fill those voids inside that oil filter. Okay, now it's primed up. Just let it idle for a few seconds. All right, now we're going to shut it off, let the oil settle down into the oil pan, then we'll check it. So I put it down. When you check this one, what you actually do is push it all the way in and then bring it out. Right at it, just below that upper mark. That's what we want. Push that all the way in and then flip it to lock it in place. Get on our access cover. Now all that's left is just to get the seats in. Get the front edge up under that bar. And just push the back in. Just like that. Same thing for the passenger seat. Well, all right, guys, that wraps this one up. Pretty simple to do. Save yourself some money instead of taking it to the dealership. Well, listen, if you need any of the parts that we use to do this, why don't you come see us at Partzilla.com and we can get you taken care of. Have any questions or comments? Leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Till next time, we just want to say thanks for watching.